Welcome back. Let's install Redis onto our laptop or computers in order to actually use it and test out some commands. Now, keep in mind when it comes to databases, most of the time you won't actually be running it from your computer. In most cases, it's going to be on a server or another machine that is just dedicated to that database. And we're going to be doing the same for Redis. But because we want to test it out and make sure that we know the commands and we can run it locally as well, it's good to practice these skills. Now, in order to download it, it's very, very simple. We simply go to their download tab. And you see here that, they have Docker images as well, which we might use later on, hint, hint. But for now, we're going to get the stable version, 4.0. And you can click download here. Or if you keep scrolling down, you see that you have some commands that you can use to get it. So you have two options. You can either just click on the download link that is up here, which will download a file, as you can see over here. And with that file, you can actually just open it and then run these commands. But for now, just because we have these available to us, I'm going to run the commands. So the first one is to get this thing that will get us Redis installed. So let's open up a terminal here and run the command. You see that it's installing. And once that's done, we have to open it up with the tar command. And then finally, we can cd now into the Redis 4.0.9. You might have different version. As long as it's above 4.0, you should be fine. And this folder was created for us, so let's just go in there. I'm going to clear. And then we see that the final command that we need is make, which executes something called the makefile. So let's do that. And this is going to be running to set everything up for us. If we go back to the documentation, we see that the only thing we can do now is to run the source Redis server. That is to run the Redis server just like we did with Postgres to make sure that the Postgres server is running, and it's probably going to be running on some port. And then we can run the Redis CLI command to actually have access to this database and run some Redis commands. So let's minimize this and go back, and all right, we see that everything has been loaded. It gives us a suggestion to run make test to make sure that everything has been installed correctly. And it'll run through some tests here. I'm not going to go through that just because I trust that everything was set, but it's always good to run make test. All right, so here you see that we've downloaded the tar file. We've opened it into the Redis folder, and now I'm inside of this folder. I have a nice background today. For any of those wondering where I'm getting these backgrounds from, I have this desktop app called ArtPip that has a different painting every day, which is nice. Anyway, back to what we're doing. I can go over here and type source, remember, just like the documentation suggested, Redis server to start the server. If I press enter, you'll see that it asks on my computer if I can give access so that it accepts incoming network connections. I'll allow it. And you see that we're now ready to accept connections. And it gives you a nice little graphic here too that you can see. All right, I'm going to move this on this side. So this server is running now. And I'm going to open up another window. And with this one, we're going to run the CLI. I'm going to say source, or I have to go into the Redis folder and then run source Redis CLI. And there we go. We're connected to this server and we can start running some Redis commands. In the next video, we're going to learn some of these commands and how we can actually enter data into our Redis server. I'll see you in that one. Bye-bye.